back to 5 Acre Sunny Farm. I'm Tara Lynn, and I have been so swamped with this spring and all the hives, so I haven't posted a video in quite a while. And I have what I think is kind of interesting situation that I haven't really encountered much before. But I had a hive out here, and I should also say, if you're new to following, I'm based in North Carolina, and I have an apiary in Pittsboro, and I have another apiary in Western North Carolina, which is where I am, outside of Bryson City. So I had one hive out here survive the winter, and I have also brought out a few from my Pittsboro apiary. And one of the things that I try to do is to encourage the strong genetics in the colonies here. And so I want to make sure that that colony that survived the winter here, that I am nurturing that and making sure that I am splitting it or creating some nukes from it and just really not losing out on those really strong genetics since they're adapted to the climate in the region. That colony was really strong coming into the spring, and it was so strong that on my prior visit, I didn't really want to do a split yet, but I was kind of accepting the fact that she might swarm. And so I kind of said goodbye to her just in case. And just as I was kind of suspecting, she did swarm, but the population was so huge that I didn't know that she had swarmed until I was inspecting and I found all of the capped queen cells. About 9 days ago, I had just checked my notes. I discovered those capped cells. One of the cells had already opened, so they were in the process of those new queens emerging. So what I did, and this is based on some research that Bob Binney had shared in a video a while back, or actually I may have heard him share this at a presentation where I heard him speak, but he had shared that there was some research that showed that when the bees choose to make a new queen, when they choose that egg and that larva to raise, that those queens are genetically superior than that of if you just do a split, a walk-away split, and they have to just use whatever resources they have. So they're specifically choosing these eggs to turn into, and the larva to turn into queens for their own reasons that research shows is a positive one. So what I decided to do, because I wanted to nurture those genetics, is I did a split post-swarm. So they had already swarmed. There were more than 15 capped queen cells. So what I did was I moved about 5 or 6 into a separate hive stand with a medium, some open, some other frames of capped brood so that they would have some forthcoming population as well. And I also gave them another box to see if they would at least feel adventurous to fill it out. So what I'm doing now is, now that it's 9 days later, both of those colonies, queens, should have mated by now. And I feel like worst case scenario, maybe if only one of them has mated, I'll just recombine them. But let's take a look. You can see this queen cell, the queen definitely emerged, and there are a half a dozen cells like this. That's just a worker bee that's hanging out in there. But then there are also, if I can flip this around, or I guess I could do this, that zooms in. Let me see if I can flip around one hand here. There are also cells like this, which are still capped, and none of the other queens have disturbed them. There's still larvae from the previous queen emerging, so many bees coming out. Great population. They're fairly calm. I mean, they're really calm. So they act great. I don't see any eggs. So they also have been just filling the entire brood nest with honey. So one of the things I'm doing right now is replacing some of these center frames with frames that can be drawn out. That's what those are sitting there waiting to go in. And then I'm moving some of these honey frames up to the top super. And I might, before I head out in the next few days, give them a frame of brood from one of my favorite colonies. And that way, if they have not created a new queen, they'll have an opportunity to create a new one. And if they have made a new queen, that might encourage her to lay. We've had really dry weather, so she's had opportunity to go on her mating flights. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. I have spotted the new queen. There she is. Looks very much like a worker. She's got some nice coloring to her. Does not look like she's mated yet. Like to see her a bit fatter. I also don't see any eggs yet, so that's the other sign that she hasn't gone on her mating flight. So at least we know she is here. I did see she terminated all the other cells in this hive, so this is the split that I did from the parent colony. You can see this is another cell that she terminated, so she is insistent on being the one, so hopefully she will go on her mating flights and start laying soon. This is where she emerged from, so you can tell she chewed her way out and then went on her journey to terminate all these other cells. So this one's been terminated. It's kind of hard to see from this side, but they are. Now that I've seen that at least one queen has, at least that I've actually seen one queen and that she's not laying yet, I am gonna give the parent colony a little bit more time. So I imagine I just didn't see the queen in there, and she may still need to go on her mating flights and get settled. So I'm just going to let them be for now, and then I'll give you an update next time I check on them. Let me know if you've done something like this before and how your splits and swarms have been this season, and I will share more next time. Thanks.